Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Tyler, also known as the Ches, and this is Chezzy Tunes, where I try to bring humor and entertainment to the EDM space. And with the sun still up, it hasn't been sunny since my first video on this channel, but the sun is still up this time, while we tackle and react to the newest Wavedash LP, Tempo. And I'm quite excited. I've been keeping up with Wavedash for quite a while. I can't say I love everything that they put out, but I do like a majority of their stuff, and I always appreciate what they're doing because I feel like they have a very unique style to a lot of their songs, especially once they kind of rebranded themselves. Their music these days is very unique, very them, and I'm excited to see what they did with a full LP. Once again, we haven't had one since 2021, I think. This should be fun. And I've mentioned before, but I really love Porter Robinson, and he's kind of hyped it up, so that's a good sign as well. Also, real quick before we get started, but by the time this goes up, if not while this video is live, I should be hitting 500 subscribers, which is awesome given how short of a time this channel has been active. So I just want to say a quick thank you to every single person watching these videos, all the people subscribing, liking, commenting. Like, you guys have been super interactive, and just it's been great to form this community and make some friendships along the way. So just thank you very much. But with that, let's get into Tempo. It looks like 3 of the songs on here are singles that were released prior. So I've probably heard them. I know for sure I've heard the first song, but I'm pretty sure I've heard the other 2 as well. But I don't have as much of a memory of them, but we'll just comment on them either way. We'll still react to them. But the first song, which I have definitely heard, is Ur Luv with Madeon Toro y Moi, I believe is how you say that. Song's so fun, man. Just boys being boys, baby. I want to be in a room with a bunch of my boyfriends and just make a little banger, you know? Why not? This dude's got such a nice and unique voice. Madeon, my boy. Good old Madeon. I love me some Madeon. I love me some Madeon vocals, man. Ooh. Yeah. I gotta dance to it, man. I'm rocking the minion pants today. This is the decision of a grown man. You got this to look forward to if you're younger than me. Isaac! My cat's here! Why didn't you tell me? Let's go, Isaac! Woo! Yeah! Oh! Come on! You see how unfazed he is? Completely unfazed. That's how you know I don't just do this for the video. This is just me. I just do this all the time. He's so used to it. Well, obviously, first song, off to a great start. I love that song. It has all of my love. That one came out a little while ago, and it's definitely been played a few times. I enjoy it. It's funky. It's got a nice little melody. It's got some lovely vocals, catchy little chorus. What's not to love? Next up should be another single, Had to Go.
Oh, I like that too.
I like it. I like it.
Wait a minute now.
Hold up. Hey. I know I listened to these other 2 singles that are on here, but I can't say I remember them very well off the top of my head. It's a funky beat though. Groovy. Yeah. But I do like dancey tunes. I haven't really shown any dancey tunes on here, but I like dancey beats. Fun melodies, make you wanna groove, you know. That's also very much my speed, not just the heavy stuff. Let's go! Relatively simplistic, but gets the body moving. That's all you need. Just that flow. And a like music box or kalimba type instrument here. This is clubby music in the club with my friends having a good time. It doesn't really matter what the lyrics are saying. It doesn't matter what the melodies are doing. We're 4 drinks in, not worried about tomorrow, letting the bass, a thumping beat carry us through till morning. Woo, woo. Little melody in the background. Just enough to tantalize the eardrums. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I think that sample might be one of the most sampled things. Or maybe I just happen to be following all the artists that have sampled it. But it's a very popular sample. I think I heard it in 2 or 3 songs last year, and then also Musician by Porter shortly before that. Timeless. So yeah, nothing groundbreaking, but it does what it wants to do very well. It's groovy. It's got some fun little melodies. It's produced perfectly, gets the body moving. And sometimes that's all I request from a song. I don't need it to be some grand production, overly produced, super memorable masterpiece. Sometimes I just want to have a good time. Throw on a little track, bop to it while I'm driving down the road with my friends. And I think it does just that. Next up, Be With You. Sounds like another dancey beat to me. Got some panning on the percussion here, back and forth. Give me the funk. All right, I like this funkiness. Very cool instrumentation here. Synths. Hey, let's go. It's almost a little nostalgic for me. It reminds me of certain Daft Punk tracks, or the vibe that like discovering Daft Punk songs back then gave me, of just, you know, not overly complex, but just make you want to move. Okay. Bring back the beat. Let's go. So yeah, very, very similar vibes to Had to Go. I don't think it has anything super distinguishable about it. I think Had to Go, since it had that melody in there. Well, this one I'm gonna remember because it's got someone breathing in one of my ears. That one was invasive right at the end. Stop. I was gonna say, I think Had to Go had slightly more elements that can stick with you because of that little melody that it has. But I do like the funkiness of the main kind of synth here with this one. But both kind of go hand in hand. Having them back to back, they kind of just flow into each other. Very similar vibes. Next up is If We Go. On the playground, some kids, some birds. All right. Oh, I kind of like these stutters and chops in here. It's got a little bit of like a flanger, however you pronounce it. That wow, wow, wow effect. This one's slightly more laid back than the previous two. A lot more mellow here. Fine vocal chops. I always like addicting vocals when it's just vocal chops, like that I'm singing along to vocal chops, not actual words, just you know. I like that stuff. I don't think these are particularly memorable, but they're doing enough. So far, this one's been my least favorite, just because it is a little more mellow, definitely feels more background music, but short and sweet. So far, all these songs they just get in and they get out, and that's fine. Had to Go was a little longer, but short and sweet is cool with me. Next up is the third and final single that was released prior to the album, which is Be All Right with Anamanaguchi and Cayenne. I like these vocals. I like the processing on them. Yeah, I like the atmosphere here. Not too much going on, but that kind of subtle, just droning synth in the background, just to keep it all together. Oh. Oh. Whoa, that's cool. Maybe I didn't even listen to this one. Maybe I missed it. I like the, yeah, that part. That part's cool. There's lots of layers to try to peel back and hear. Sounds very full. Good use of space, good use of panning. little noises in here, like whatever that is. Little guitars in there. Not super front and center, but just enough. Yeah, you got like guitar on one side, you got some just like vocal, like woo and stuff on this side. Got a little solo going on. Very cool, very well done. I feel ya, we've all been there. I like this synth, plucky synth. It just really surrounds you every pluck. And finish with a horse. Who doesn't like horses? All the songs so far have had a very happy mood. They put you in a good mood. If We Go was a little more subtle, but they're all kind of whimsical, just a happy demeanor to them. Maybe it's just the key that they're all in. I don't know. I don't know much about music theory. Keep it moving along with You Don't Know How. Track number 6. There you go. In case you didn't remember what song it was, they let you know. Ooh, kind of stuttery bass here. That gets you moving. Well, I don't like when it's at its highest note there, but it was only for a second, so it's fine. Ba-da-da-da. Like that little vocal.
Tell me you don't know how that feels.
You don't know how I feel about this.
You don't know how to take care of him.
You don't know how to see good things from bad things.
You don't know how. You don't know why.
Good collecting of samples here. Okay. I don't really like that. Rising synth, that's still rising. Let's go, bring it back. Here we go. Some very strange synths in here that I don't know if they're clicking with me, but once it all comes together, it's fine. I like this tone, very ethereal, in a void, reminiscing, you know, thinking about my past. More panning going on. Again, great use of the space here. Everything sounds very full. Although it's a little like a bug flying around. I want to swat it and I can't. There's too much panning. It starts to distract my brain more than entertain my brain. I focus too much on it. I can't think of anything else except this back and forth. That's kind of a me issue though, but just saying. Also like the notes that this sample is hitting. You don't know how. I don't know, something about the tonality of it. Lovely piano outro here. Just some subtle, like almost like a harmonica or something. That one was very, I don't think I'm gonna find the right words I'm looking for. Melancholy or like, I don't know. I don't know what word I'm trying to say, but it makes you reminisce. It is a little nostalgic. That one's definitely sitting quietly alone, just reflecting on things. You know how with certain albums, if you're going through something in your life and that album kind of becomes part of that moment, and so you associate certain memories, certain experiences with those songs or with the album as a whole. I feel like You Don't Know How is going to be an important song in that story for someone if this album becomes that album for you. I feel like it seems pretty mundane, but I feel like it could become very emotional for somebody if given the right kind of context around it. It's one that I feel like could trigger emotions for someone because just like the tone of it, the feeling of it, feels very like you want to start reminiscing on the past, and of course that could be sensitive for people, and I feel like that song could trigger emotions for people, and I mean that in a good way, obviously. All right, next we move on. I'm kind of excited for this one because we got a Flux Pavilion collab. Flux Pavilion's a OG. We've got Flux Pavilion and Meesh with SKYFALLING. Love this synth little melody. Nice vocals too. Ooh, that's pretty.
Where did it all go wrong?
Oh,
Sorry it took so long.
great little build up here. Bringing out the minions again. Come on, minions. Oh. I don't think it went wrong. I feel like this went pretty well so far. You're good, girl. Don't worry about it. Very well produced. That was very nice. Like, it's very melodic, but also has kind of that fat undertone to it that comes peeking through. That's nice. Round 2. Pew, pew. Yeah, that's pretty grimy, pretty beefy. Cooking something up right there, baby. And again, good use of subtle little vocals and samples to fill out the space. Love the synths in this, all of them.
I'll try to get back.
I felt the vocals near the end felt strange towards the outro as everything else fades out, but then the vocals are still front and center. Felt a little odd, but very, very minor complaint. Otherwise, really enjoyed that one. Very fun, very energetic, very nice build up. Not too much negative to say about that one. I liked it. That concludes the features on this album, so we'll keep on moving. Next up is It's Strange. 2 + 2 + 2 by Bird by Bush in ya. 2 + 2 + Bird by Bush in the something like that. Yeah, that's what it's saying. Let's go. Yeah, lots of different vocals and samples throughout this album. Very well used as well. Let's go. Dong, dong, dong. Ooh, that's pretty fat. That kick's thumping. We're having a party now. Ooh, 2 + 2. Bird in the bush in the bird in the bush. 2 + 2 + bird in the bush. I don't know if the drop was doing too much for me outside of the thumping kicks though. Kind of weaker for me personally, even if it had more energy. Sing along, Bird by Bush in the. Like if this came on at the club, I heard this live, like, shoo, I'd be moving. But I think I would be turning it on only to get the place moving. Like I don't think there's enough for me to come back and really acknowledge or enjoy other than just the kicks moving my body. I think it's being carried very heavily on the energy that it brings, not so much how memorable it is. I don't think it's a song I'm gonna remember the pieces of, other than the 2 + 2 + bird and by bird in the bush, by bush bird by in the something, whatever I said. So weaker for me, but like if it came on, I'd be thumping in the club. Everybody better back up because I'm gonna start thumping. You're gonna get thumped. We move along to She. Whoa, that hit me. I like the way these vocals are being pitched around here. It reminds me of a song I used to really like. It's fun. Again, the amount of different vocals in here and vocal chops, vocal samples is impressive. I mean, I think every song, if I'm not mistaken, has had some, and they've all been very uniquely used. This little sample feels kind of out of place for the rest of the song, in my opinion. Hey, this kind of synth, the like, that main synth in the background there, those kind of synths feel the most Wavedashy to me. I really associate those synths with Wavedash, where they're like almost kind of like a guitar sound. They got a little bit of movement to them. They're a little more textured than a normal synth, but also airy at the same time. It's hard to describe, but they're in a lot of Wavedash songs. these weird noises. Kind of staticky noises. That was a little strange. That one is gonna kind of fall in line with my overall thoughts, so I'm not gonna comment too much on it. I'm gonna wait till the end. We're just gonna keep moving for now. On to Stutter. Excuse me? Oh, this is a real short song too. Very short song. Yeah. Definitely a little different than any of the other songs on here. Are we gonna build up to something different or just revert right back to where we were with that beat? Again, another vocal being used. Back to the same thing. This one isn't doing anything for me, but it's under 2 minutes long, so that's fine. I mean, those kicks will move the room for sure, but I can't see myself wanting to put this on. It was short, my comments are short. Move it on. Second to last track, Into You. Again, layers coming in. Very full, no space is being wasted. That brings back some memories of Steve Aoki and Bloody Beetroots, that Warp song. Hell yeah. I don't know if it's from that song or if it's a sample from something else, but that's what I associate it with. This one, again, has the wave dashiness to it. But it's like a little too much like highs for me, too close to like noise, white noise almost. I love the intricate little drums and stopping, stuttering, it's fun. Production's good, but that melody, the main synths here are too high, a little too harsh on my ears. Let's go. Come on. Dash through those waves, baby. Wow. Hey. Come on. What was that? Wow. Almost sounds like a cat. Wow. Again, very intricate work here with the production and the little sounds and layers that are being added in, but just everything that's put in front and center as the main focus wasn't clicking for me. I didn't like these main synths were not it for me personally. But that's okay. We've got one more track here, the final track, coming out hot. And if you're gonna come out, you might as well be hot. Very large synth there. I like that. Okay, let's go. Drop it, drop it, drop it. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Even though this again seems very wave dashy, I'm not really a fan of synth that just wah, 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 where it's one note or chord and the sort of melody or pattern to it is being brought by it fading in and out or being heavily sidechained. Oh, I was expecting something to happen there. Now I look like an idiot. And I don't like this real high-pitched noise. It's a siren going off. Evacuate the building! Maybe we're coming out hot because there's a fire. The fire alarm's going off. So we're coming, because the building, I get you, Wavedash. That's deep. That's clever. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Short, but that little ending beat there, that outro, I was a fan of. I like that. Though overall, again, the main drop, the main focus here wasn't really for me. Even if I kind of like the synth itself and maybe the melody it's playing, I just don't like when it's wah, 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 bah, wah, 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 wah. I don't like that wah-wah-ness. I don't find it particularly catchy or interesting. So that was Tempo, and I'm mixed. I was feeling so good, even past the halfway point. Then it started to kind of take a turn for me. From All Your Love all the way through to SKYFALLING. Even if some of the songs weren't particularly grand or memorable or doing anything too intricate, it was subtle, but it was the feeling that it brings to you, the feeling, the place that it puts you in. Like up until then, I don't think there was any songs that would be skips. Some of them I wouldn't like turn on. I wouldn't go searching through my track list and be like, oh, I got to throw that one on. But they all feel very cohesive as part of the album, and I could put it on and just feel this vibe, be put in this atmosphere of, again, very nostalgic, very reminiscent, very melancholy or ethereal. Just we're grooving, we're having a good time, we're maybe trying to get away from the bad things in our life, trying to relieve some stress, trying to forget about the past or dwell on the past, you know, whatever you're going through. It had that kind of tone to it. And the space was always intricately filled with layers of synths or subtle background instruments or the vocals and vocal chopping. It all felt so full. It all felt so just layered and beautiful in its own way. And again, I could see people attaching emotions or memories to a lot of these songs in the album as a whole. But then once it got to the final tracks, it slowly started to lose me. Like I said, It's Strange was not particularly memorable, but if it came on, like it's got some thumping kicks. Like it would get the room moving if it came on live, you know? But I don't think it has any element to it other than those thumping kicks that really resonate with me or make me remember it. I think She was interesting. I like what it did with the vocals and the way it was manipulating them and pitching them around to kind of create the melody. So it was unique, but not something I could see myself coming back to frequently. Stutter is where it really started to lose me. I think Stutter is a definite skip for me. I don't think I would put Stutter on, even though it is short. It is a very short song. I just don't think it really does anything. It seems kind of like one of those projects that, you know, you're just goofing around, you make a little beat and like, this is cool. You know, you might throw it on your phone as Goofy Jammer V2 final render for real this time .mp3, but I don't think it necessarily warranted a release or being thrown on the album. Into You, I think, was too grating. The main synths were too close to white noise static for me, too up there in the register. So I just found it kind of annoying to listen to. And Coming Out Hot, while not doing anything wrong, just isn't my kind of vibe with, again, the volume or the side chaining or whatever being the driving force behind the melodies, where it's like wah 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 wah. Like I just don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. So the second half, or almost half, lost me. The first half I think is great. I think it clicks with me in my mood. It taps a lot of the feelings and emotions that I like to feel with this type of music, of just zoning out and maybe just thinking about where you are in life or thinking about the past. Or again, like I could see, like if you saw this live, it could be kind of emotional in some ways, which might sound silly given it's like dance music, but hopefully you still understand what I'm saying. And again, very lovely use of vocals and samples throughout. The sample work was fantastic, and the vocal chopping and the way they were being manipulated. There's maybe one or two that felt a little out of place, which I think I mentioned as we were going through it, but for the most part, that was definitely a highlight. Again, everything was very well layered. It never felt empty. It always felt like it was really utilizing the space. It was very full. It was very well put together. All Your Love is still probably my favorite. I think all the collabs are probably the highlights. So All Your Love, Be Alright, and SKYFALLING are all probably the best tracks on here. And I also think Had to Go and You Don't Know How are pretty standout-ish. But honestly, the first half plus SKYFALLING, I think, are all pretty solid. So overall, mixed feelings. I'm 50-50 on it. Depends on the track. I don't think a lot of it is particularly memorable other than the singles, basically, and the Flux Pavilion collab. But I think I could throw on a majority of this and just kind of cruise around, and I wouldn't want to skip past a track. It's just good vibes, good mood, gets you moving, gets you grooving up until those final four or so. I just those weren't clicking with me. But what did you guys think? What do you think of Wavedash? What do you think of tempo? What did you think of the individual tracks? What do you think of my opinion on them? I appreciate you guys, as always. Thank you so much. And thank you for 500 subscribers. I'd assume by the time we reach this point that I should have 500 subscribers. So thank you all, each and every one of you. I really appreciate it. Let me know what I should react to next. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see other than reactions. And other than that, keep on jamming out, my dudes. Peace.